The best part of waking up is KJ and her cup. How do I sound, y'all? I'm going to tell you good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I know at some point or another someone's going to want to come and talk with old KJ about a few things, actually. I feel much better today. I got me a lot of rest yesterday, and I took a shitload of antihistamines that knocked my butt out. So I am doing better, but I still have a few rattling noises in my chest. So anyway, it's about 6:08 in the morning here. I had some crazy dreams last night. Also, we got the news about those guys in the submersible, and that was so sad. Good morning, Anna Brown. It was really sad to hear about that they couldn't be saved, and that they're going to still try to look for the submersible, but they're not going to find any bodies, y'all. And I researched it a little bit, and I've read some news articles. I'm sure some of y'all have too. When you have an implosion, it's not like an explosion. Explosion is when something explodes out. An implosion is when the weight of all that water, the PSI, pounds per square inch, just absolutely come in and destroy whatever it is, you know. Good morning, Melissa Krantz, Jean Fatou, and Chris Arnett. Did you enjoy your birthday yesterday, Chris? Anyway, it's sad. What we're finding out, though, is that by Sunday evening, after they'd been gone for a while that Sunday evening, the U.S. Navy said that they had heard some big noise Sunday evening, because they're capable of keeping an eye on, you know, someone trying to get into our waters with a submarine or something, you know. So they kind of knew. That it's what it sounded like. It was Sunday night. So what they're thinking is that they went down. Some problem must have happened. They dropped the weights on their submersible, and as they were coming back up, that's when it imploded. So they said it would have been instantaneous, so nobody knew anything. Although I'll have to say, if they did drop the weights to go back up, perhaps the pilot there, the owner of the craft, knew something was up. And then I read this article where the son, the 19-year-old son, his aunt there was an article where she said that he was scared to death about going on that submersible, but he loved his dad. It was going to be Father's Day. He wanted to do it for his dad, but that he really didn't want to go on it. And that's so sad. That goes back to what I said yesterday. I would never ask my sons to involve themselves in risky-ass, thrill-seeking behavior to please me. Yeah, Anna Brown, prayers for their families. NF Mom says, please remember to say a prayer for us. We're heading to Salt Lake City, Utah from Wyoming for my 15-year-old daughter to have an MRI to see if she will start a pill form of chemo. Okay, NF Mom. Everyone who prays on here, please pray for NF Mom and her daughter. 15 years old. Wow. They've come up with all kinds of things now that makes people cancer free. You know, they have to go through a lot. I'm not going to lie to you, but, you know, I don't know what that would be like. I know my father had leukemia and died in 1981, but back then, you didn't have any cures. You didn't have anything like that. You got cancer, you just died. They didn't have, you know, back then for him, anyway. So I'm feeling better, but something else has come up. I think I'm developing a toothache, and there's nothing worse than a toothache. And wouldn't it be that I would develop one on a Friday, because you can't get in to see a dentist immediately. So I'm looking at Monday, having to deal with it over the weekend. I don't know if it was the cough drops or what. The cough drops, those mentholatum cough drops, they help. Now, NF Mom says this is a new drug. I think the FDA approved it earlier this year. Okay. That sounds good. I know everything's going to be okay, NF Mom. Don't worry. Don't think the worst. Have positive thoughts. It'll all work itself out. I know my husband's brother's wife, she had to go through chemotherapy. And it wasn't fun for her. I know one time she came by here after she had rounds of chemo the week before, and it was during summer, and they were sitting out on our front deck, and she said she felt okay. She said, but her feet were always felt like they were burning. So I went in and got one of those foot soaks. You know what I'm talking about? You plug them in, you put your feet in there, and I put a bunch of cold water and a little bit of ice, not a whole bunch. And she sat on the bench on our front deck, put her feet in there, and she was so happy. She don't have to do that anymore. But back then, she, you know, the residual effects of things. Yeah, Gene Fatu, it's not full blown, my toothache. It's just, I know myself, and I feel like it's probably going to start hurting even more. But thank you anyway for the, I'm probably going to have a tooth pulled. I'm getting at that age now where you can't save them. Oh yeah, Donna Donald. Gin and Advil. Well, okay, Jay, don't do the gin, but I'll sure do some of those, what do they call them toddies? Whiskey and honey. I can do that. I don't drink any other form of alcohol. If I'm going to drink alcohol, it's going to be whiskey. So, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm 52. I'm sure many of y'all on here know what I'm talking about. No matter how well you take care of your teeth, you get to that age where they cause you more problems. I've got bridge works. I got so much bridge work in my mouth right now that you could cross the American seas over to the east or west, either way. Yeah, Gene, the problem with OKJ is if I try to put whiskey on my tooth, it makes me think about the taste of it, and then the next thing you know, I'm pouring myself a shot. So, Anyway, NF Mom, I know everything will be fine. Just hang in there. Your daughter's probably, I don't know her, but she's probably very courageous, and she's probably very brave. She's probably very mature, too, for her age. She probably is more calm than most. Yeah, NF Mom, I agree with that. What I was saying, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. Y'all, I made it to Friday on Coffee with KJ. I made it every day, and I was sick this week and everything. Y'all should be proud of me. I said, like, the day before yesterday, I think, whenever I blew my nose, my ears were popping. I thank the Lord I don't have a earache, but I've had some ear popping. 101 GM, no. That is not an old wise, it's wives' tale, W-I-B-E. Well, some people would say wise. I've always said old wives' tale. No, whiskey and honey, they were been doing that back before you knew what the word aspirin was. Yeah, it works. Trust me, it works. And in fact, cold medicine, you have to be careful for those of you on here that don't like to do the alcohol. Some of these cold medicines have alcohol in them. And by God, some gum that you just chew, regular chewing gum, some of them have little bits of alcohol in it. Good morning, Daisy. Anna Brown says whiskey, honey, and sugar. Nothing better. Yeah, correct, Donna Donald. Geritol's 20%. 20% alcohol. Hey, they've even got mouthwashes that people, they think, they spit it out and everything. I'm sure some of them drink it. But, some of these mouthwashes have alcohol in them. Right, Gene Patu. It's called a hot toddy for the body. Uh, 101 GM, that's interesting, called Aspen Dental. I wouldn't go to any of these ones that, like, have, they got all these chains. I've been going to this old guy who's been a dentist for a lot of years. I feel comfortable because I'm one of them ones that, I'll tell y'all right now, when it comes to going into the dentist office and them getting into my mouth, it freaks me out. I'm one of those real freaked out people about dentists. So they always have to gas me. Good morning, Just Me. You're never too late. Yeah, 101 GM, yeah, toothache can be an emergency, but OKJ's not going to some other dentist. I have to go to the one, it's enough that I even step in the damn office. That's how, I'm pretty bad about dentists. I've got to go to the one I'm used to going to, and I still have freaked out. They still have to gas me. Yes, Just Me. I think it's well-founded why people are afraid of dentists, because all this stuff in here is connected down into your heart and everything. Because I think it's like a sixth sense. I always feel like when they go in there, if I'm not gassed, Even if they're just looking around in there, it freaks me out, makes me think they're going to hurt me. And I've done this dentist stuff enough to know that usually when you have a toothache, what does that usually mean? Some form of infection. Or either a raw nerve or something, but most of the time it's some kind of infection. So in order for the dentist to pull that tooth or do anything to it, they've got to do what? Get the infection out. So they give me a round of antibiotics for it. You know what aggravates me and hurts me in a lot of ways? Is they got all these people out here in the world. Since when? Since when does you gotta have these perfectly straight teeth and they gotta be white as snow and everything? Who taught us that? Who taught us that? I got coffee stains. I've got smoker stains. I don't have pearly white teeth, and what's that supposed to do? Is that the only attractive thing a person should ever have? Let me tell you. Everybody's got their teeth, and to each their own. They can do whatever they want to do. I've been brushing my teeth twice a day for all these years. Just because I don't have these perfect teeth, that's not attractive. Well, they can kiss my ass. I don't know who they is. I think people have just been trained to believe that you got to have these perfectly white teeth, and if you don't, then you should be embarrassed. You shouldn't smile. You should put your hand over your mouth or whatever. They can kiss my ass. Yeah, Donna Donald. Some people have better genetics for teeth longevity, and some people have more money to go to the damn dentist. Or to go and get tooth whitening treatments and all that stuff. Some people don't do that. I don't think that, hey folks, I understand when you see somebody with all their teeth all rotted out, and that's not attractive at all. I get it. But, since when is everybody always looking at people's outer part of themselves to say that if it doesn't line up to this certain thing that they're not attractive? You know what I'm saying? I don't know who it was. When did it start? When did it start that you had to be a certain weight, a certain size, your hair had to be a certain way, you had to have pearly white teeth, you had to have perfectly shaved legs, armpits, you had to look a certain way, and even if you did all those things, someone's still going to be out here going, they don't find you attractive. I never had any Barbie dolls, Donna Donald, when I was growing up. We couldn't afford them. And also, I stopped wearing lots of makeup years ago. I stopped doing it. I'll wear a little bit, like if my husband wants to take me out somewhere nice and we've got to go to some kind of public event or something like that. I'll do a little something for myself. But I'm through. I'm absolutely through with trying to please other people. I'm done with it. I want to be happy in my own skin. I want to do my own damn thing. If people don't like it, they can move on down the road. I don't give a damn. Yeah, 101 GM. Lori's got veneers. Are they helping her out in freaking jail? I don't think so. Who's she gonna be smiling at when she goes to prison, huh? Huh? Thank you. That's very sweet of you, 101 GM, but y'all, I'm realistic. I know what I look like. I know what I look like. I'm a 52-year-old woman from Tennessee, and I'm damn proud of who I am. And I'm proud of myself, not in a vain way or a egotistical way. I'm proud that I've made it this far, for God's sake. Donna Donald, I understand that, when you're going out looking for a significant other, that maybe you want to do that, but it would only be, in my opinion, would only be so that a potential mate there could say, well, she takes care of herself. Not that she looks great, because by God, if they can't see you when you roll out of the damn bed and know that you're not going to look like freaking damn whatever every freaking day. Don't get me wrong, there are women that get up every day, and they put their makeup on, they do their hair every day. It's just a routine for them. They don't whine or bitch about it. They just do it, and more power to them. But, I know what humidity does to makeup on me. I know what humidity does to my hair. And not to mention, I hate having to take the makeup off after I've used it for the day or whatever. It's not the price of the makeup, but that is important, Donna Donald. Some people, to keep that shit up, costs money. Heather Feather, I'm sitting out on my porch here, and I have a fountain out here. It's supposed to calm my overactive brain down. I got them on both ends of the house. See? So, that's what you're hearing. Hey, I appreciate that, Donna Donald, and coming from another woman, I'll take that. I will absolutely wear that as a badge of honor for any woman that wants to say something nice about another woman, because they'll tell you the truth. Real women will. Men, on the other hand, they'll tell you anything. They'll tell you any damn thing. They'll do whatever they got to do. You know what I'm talking about? But this goes back to, I've got a husband who thinks I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. And he really means it. He really means it. I don't think he says that to me because he just wants me to feel good. I think he really believes that. Just like I find him the most attractive man in the world. And he knows. He knows. My husband's smart enough to know whether I'm just putting on airs or just saying something. He knows I'm telling the truth. So if he thinks I'm the most beautiful woman in the world, then it don't really matter, what other people think. Yeah, Donna Donald, Wayne is a keeper, and I hope he keeps me we'll just see how it goes. We're pretty committed. I've seen pictures of like Hollywood stars or, famous women. I've seen pictures of them without makeup on, and I think they look better without the makeup. But that's just me. It just seems strange to me, like, if I put a bunch of makeup on, that people know that I've got makeup on. You know what I'm saying? It's not natural. Aren't we supposed to be natural? Aren't we supposed to just let people see us for what we are? Y'all remember that Well, maybe some of y'all don't, but there was that televangelist or whatever his name was, Jim Baker, and his wife Tammy Baker. Boy, she wore about this thick of makeup. She had, I mean, I've never, it just freaked me out to see her. But, well, Tina, you'll be all right. You'll wake up sooner or later. You can always go back to sleep and catch it on the rewatch. Yeah, right, Heather Feather. Tammy Baker, I mean, she wore the crap out of makeup, but folks, back then, I guess that was what, in the 80s? People just thought she was so wonderful and all this. I'm like, man, what the hell? I mean, I try not to judge people, but the bottom line is her makeup matched her fakeness. 101 GM, no, I will not be covering any upcoming trials. There's really not nothing that I don't even want to go there. The Rays, no, I don't want to go there. I am looking forward to some pre-trial stuff with the Chinster there. But we've got July 31st coming up with Lori's sentencing, which I'm looking forward to covering that. Oh, thank you, Gene. My grandmother had a saying about real made-up women. She said that lady could feel it without touching it. Naughty grandma saying. Well, I appreciate that 101 GM, but I got to be motivated and enthusiastic and feel like I'm being led to do things, and I just don't feel led to cover other cases. The Rays have helped me through this one case all this time. I feel like it's been a blessing to have them around. Oh, hi, Kyla Lily. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, just because I say that and that's an opinion, I mean, anyone can wear their makeup, do their hair, whatever the hell they want to do, you know, they can do that. I mean, they don't need my permission to do any of it just because I say that. What I'm saying is that somewhere along the lines through history, it just got to where it was normalized for women to do all these maintenance things to themselves, whether it's push-up bras or heels or, rubber band underwear to hold that Tina in. I call it Tina the talking tummy. You know, all these things, and then, you know, you have to stop and think, who set the standard? Who set it? Who set the standard that this is sexy or this is not or whatever? Who did it? I want to know. And I can't find that there anywhere. Hey, dodging bullets, you might be right on that. Hollywood says just me. Magazines, media of all sorts. I mean, take, for instance, Marilyn Monroe. Y'all saw pictures of her before she went and did all what she did to herself. She was beautiful. But and I'm not saying that she wasn't beautiful when she did all that. But you saw, what was it, Norma Jean? What she looked like before? She was gorgeous. That's just my opinion. Well, I'll tell you what, Donna Donald. What are we supposed to hide those wrinkles? Color those gray hairs? What for? Is it supposed to be so that we can appear younger than we actually are? And being younger is attractive, more attractive than being our age? I don't think so. I'm tired of feeling like because I'm getting older, and I'm like, where am I getting this thought from? Where's it coming from? I'll tell you where it's coming from. It's coming from media. It's coming from magazines, newspapers, television commercials, all that shit. Hi, Kathy Barella. Somewhere along the way, y'all, and I can only speak for myself, I have been conditioned somewhere. I've been conditioned somewhere to think that, well, I'm 52 years old, so my best years are behind me. I need to wear makeup and do my hair. I got to wear certain kind of clothing. It's never been about let me do all these things because it makes me feel better. It was just I don't know, so other people could see. And I'm just speaking for me. I'm just being honest with y'all. Somewhere along the way, something happened. Maybe it was a slow brainwashing. I don't know. Over all this time of looking at Hollywood superstars or people on TV. When they have the television, say your local station, and you're actually on, say for instance, you'd be doing an interview with Nate Eaton. 9 times out of 10, you're wearing some kind of makeup because the TV camera does better on all that makeup that you're wearing, and it doesn't look as good, not because you're not wearing makeup, but because it just looks better on film. So everybody wears makeup. I agree with that, Calla Lily. I think we need to care what God thinks, not what people think. I think God gives us leeway down here. He gives us our self-will to do what we want to do. I think it has to do with the priority situation. I agree with that, Calla Lily. And I will be the first to confess I don't always think that first. You get stuck down here on Earth. The Earth's just all around you, and sometimes you just forget. One of those selective amnesia things. I had 3 sons, Donna, and I wouldn't know what it's like to have daughters, and I'm sure a lot of y'all on here that have daughters or granddaughters or even great-granddaughters, they've got it tough because they're never going to meet that expectation of what is being thrown in front of their face in this day and time. At least back when I was young, there wasn't a bunch of social media and all this other stuff. There was still movies and TV and stuff, but there's a lot of stress and strain being put on young women. Oh, really? Dodging Bullets has 2 sons. Just Me has 3 sons and 1 girl. Ariel the Mermaid, I don't know. I don't know when Precious coming to visit. She knows she can call me, text me anytime. I've told her if she needs me to come on her channel, I'll be more than happy to do it. I've made it clear. Olive's got 3 daughters. Daisy's got 2 sons, 2 daughters. I see, Donna. That's another, I have to pray for Jason, too. Eula Edwards, I have all kinds of birds here. I've got blue jays, robins, cardinals, different kinds of finches, nuthatches, woodpeckers, 3 different types of woodpeckers, all kinds of meadowlarks, and I mean, we've got a lot of birds on this wooded lot. Good morning, Lori, the good Lori. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Just me. When we study birds and stuff, we kind of know how their sound of their chirping, their song, whatever it is they're doing. That's another thing. Y'all ever noticed that every single day birds still come out? They don't ever say, "Oh, I'm not feeling good today, so I'm just gonna go stay in the nest. I'm not gonna get out here and sing." They do every day, come hell or high water. So anyway, I just want to wrap this up on this subject matter, and that it's sad about what happened to those 5 men on the submersible. My heart goes out to their families. Some good's got to come out of it somewhere. It always does. No matter, I mean, if you took anything and really researched it that was a tragedy or something terrible happened, I guarantee you, y'all, something good came out of it all. I hate that was what the results of that search was on that submersible. We all hoped that it would end differently. And I did post on the community wall about how we see this, people see this stuff, and it's just better to talk it out, even if we don't know these people or anything else. Folks, whenever I see something bad on the news feed or something, it hurts me. It hurts me for anybody that's got to lose their life or get hurt. I absolutely will never become numb to the loss of life or any of these tragic things that happen. Oh yeah, I know. The news media, all they want to tell us, all they want to shove down our throat is all this terrible news. Don't you find that interesting? It's always about the bad news. It's never about the good news. Yeah, you get a little article here and there, something good. Everything else is just shitty. And I can make it to where, these terrible things in the world. Oh my gosh. And then just have a shitty day. But let me tell you what. Being conscientious of the tragedies and knowing that it hurts me, knowing there's nothing I can do about it but pray for the family members or pray for whatever the circumstance is in that. I'm not ignoring it by going on with my life. What am I supposed to say? Depressed and upset over things that's happening out in this world 24/7? I don't think so. Yeah, case in point, Donna Donald. I mean, it's just constant. I mean, to me, y'all think I might be saying this, but to me, it worries me that all we do take in are the the terrible things of this life, the terrible evil deeds that have been done out here. In my view, I feel like it's a way for me to know, hey, it can happen to anyone. How many times, y'all? Whenever we see a murder or something terrible happens, the first thing they say is things like this don't happen in this neighborhood. It can happen anywhere. And yes, you should be on your guard. And I could walk around paranoid till the cows come home. But I'm going to enjoy my life the best I can. I agree, Lori. I do, hey, let me tell you what. You want to damn know what something feels like? You want to know how it goes? I would challenge anyone to go 24 hours, just 24 hours, without reading getting on social media, turning on the television, or anything, just 24 hours. You're going to see the difference. And if you're really courageous, try a whole week. I've done it. Was it Chicken Little? Just me? The sky's falling? Is Chicken Little? I thought it was a chicken. Hi, Stephanie Willow. I just feel like, if I'm going to take my time out here in my life to get on social media, number one, I'm going to share what I've learned. Number two, if I make connections online with the Rays on here, I have to be open to be educated by them, because they're going to know, the Rays are going to know things I don't know. Number three, I'm going to do everything I can to find something good in it all. Good morning. Good morning, Tara. Y'all, I gotta warm up my coffee. I'll be right back. There are people out here that are famous and have huge platforms. And they could do so much because they reach more people. But some of them continue to spew the garbage that made them famous in the first place. Does that make sense? I don't know, maybe in some ways I think maybe when people hear about these tragedies, I'm just trying to get to the common sense of it, or the logic, or whatever. Maybe when they hear it, not only does it help them to want to pray or be supportive of other people, but they also look, maybe deep down there's a part of them like, oh, this terrible thing happened to somebody else and it didn't happen to me. So I can feel better about myself or my life or whatever. I'm just throwing this out here. I'm not saying this is exactly the way it is for everyone. I'm just saying, there's always going to be somebody out here that's got it worse than everyone. And I don't think that in order to make yourself feel better about your own life, that you should look at the tragedies and the hurts and all that of someone else and say, my goodness, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. I mean, you know, it's a shot in the dark, y'all. I can't figure everything out. I'm never going to know everything. And by the way, I'm not supposed to. Donna Donald, I like being able to just have a little itty bitty channel of core people. I know this might be surprising to some out here in YouTube world, but I don't care about the subscribers. I don't care about the likes. I don't care about none of that stuff. Because ultimately what it comes down to is that I opened the channel for 20 or 30 people. That was, if I could have gotten 20 or 30 people, by goodness, I met my goal. That's all I wanted. Hi, Dorothy. Yeah, all these people, they take their own time, just me, out of their own lives. They do it for free. They don't get paid to do it. They mod for other channels and stuff, and more power to them. I think it's a great hobby or a great way to do things to help to add a little bit of yourself into the situation. I try to keep it simple. Yeah, Tara, I was talking about that earlier. That young man, the 19-year-old Pakistan man and his son on the submersible there. His aunt said that he didn't really want to go, but he was trying to do it for his dad. It's so sad, is it not? Well, thank you, Eula Edwards. When you say love your philosophy of life so real, you know, it takes the knowledge of knowing that. In other words, what I'm saying is you must be real yourself. I don't know if I just couldn't see myself taking a job online, doing online things. I like to utilize the utility, the tool of it. There's a lot I don't know about it, but in terms of doing something every day as a job, that don't sound too enticing, too fulfilling for me. As someone else, it might be totally fulfilling. Tara, this is a fountain. It's not raining today. It's rained all week. That's a fountain right here. Yeah, dodging bullets, it really does make you stop and think, you know, being bolted from the outside of the submersible. You know, it had to be completely waterproof and every proof, really. But they just didn't have any kind of... It was an experimental vessel. So, will people take his design and build upon that? Or will they just go back to what they've been doing since 1960, where there's not been a single accident of these submersibles? This is the first. I swear if I get rid of this crap in my throat, I'll be so happy. Well, thank you, Sarah. Good morning to you. Y'all hadn't figured out I've done this all week long. We ain't talked about anything, really. I mean, we've talked about things, but just waking up with coffee. I mean, really, can you talk about it anyway? I sure as hell ain't got no damn content in front of me on paper. I agree, Olive. I think there needs to be regulation because we're talking about human life here. Oh, I see, Donna Donald. Well, if you're using your artistic, creative side, hey, listen, what's good for you might not be good for me or others on here or whoever. Everyone's got their own. I mean, that doesn't sound enticing to me to do that. I guess I'm old fashioned. I like to actually get canvas and do my art and all that, like an old timey person. I did take a class in college called Visual Communications where what you did was, back when I took it, I'm sure they've upgraded all the graphic art design and stuff online. But what you would do is you would enter sequences of numbers and letters. Like if I put in like G into H4, it would make a certain line, but you'd have to put a lot of them and it would create a design. So you can see how far it's gone now. I mean, they got little art studios now that you can download on your phone and all that. But back then, you put in the data points and then it created what you had. I don't know about a show, Lori. I mean, there ain't nothing to a show where old KJ has been sick all week and talking about whatever and holding my coffee close to my lips. Well, Donna, if you've got a gift, you should share that gift. Whether you're making money doing it or not, I guess that's the icing on the cake. If you know how to do something well and it happens to be online, go for it. Do it to it. Never hold yourself back. If you feel enthusiastic about doing anything, if it's something that you know that it's just, to you, it's fun to do, it just seems like second nature to you, it creates and all of that, go for it. That's something perfect right there. Or close enough to perfect for me. Nothing's perfect except for love. Love is perfect. They're never going to find their bodies, Olive. They're just not. And even if they did find little pieces of the body, do they really want to, what? I say it's like being buried at sea, basically. And there's a lot of noble people that have been buried at sea, so just leave it at that. But that's just my opinion. Donna Donald, you love working with Cresha, and it shows. I think you do an incredible job. I think you do good. And Eula Edwards, some people do find their talents, their gifts early on. Some people takes years and years and years, but you know what? Just the effort in thinking about that and wondering what that could be and trying new things that you like, or trying to utilize what you already know. It's wonderful. Oh, Donna Donald, they're saying it would have been like a millisecond. 1/19th of a millisecond. They wouldn't even have time. They say it takes like 4 something. I forgot what it was, but just for context, I think it's like I'm going to say 4 seconds or something for someone to even let the thought pop in their head or something to that effect. And that this situation would have happened before they could even think something was wrong. So it's a way to go, I guess. Hi, Rita Heath. I mean, who can think about that? Who can think, well, what would it be like to 1 minute you're there and the next minute you're just gone and you never even knew you were going? I guess that's a lot like when you go to bed at night, you sleep. What would it be like if you never woke up the next morning? You wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't miss anybody or anything like that. But of course, this is my belief. Some of y'all might believe that when you die, you know exactly what's going on and all that, but I don't. Right, Eula. Never knew what hit them. Right, Daisy. That was a blessing compared to being trapped and run out of air. I mean, the worst case scenario, you know. But even then, they were saying that if they'd have got to the bottom and they knew they couldn't leave and they knew they weren't going to be saved, the cold would have made them fall asleep and they'd have never woke up. But they would have been alive longer to understand, you know. I think most everybody, Donna, at one point or another, and well, I can only speak for myself. I mean, I've said, I guess if there was a way to go, it would be falling asleep and not waking up. That'd be probably the optimal way for me. I mean, it crosses my mind from time to time. How are you going to die? You know, especially when my mom passed away, the feelings in that kind of grew. Should it, I mean, and then I got to the point where, like, should it matter how I'm going to die? I mean, I don't know many people other than terminally ill people who can say they know how they're going to die, and even terminally ill people don't know exactly when they're going to die. Unless they have the assisted stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't dread dying. I don't. I mean, when I die, I'm just going to die. It ain't going to matter. My time here will be up. I'm not... I think if there is a fear of death, it's that physical, fleshly nature of mine that wants to live. Because all life wants to continue to live. But spiritually, I'm not fearful at all of dying. Because my spirit ain't never going to die. That's why I'm not afraid spiritually. Now, the body's going to die, but I don't believe that the spirit's going to die. Right, just me. None of us are getting out of here alive. Donna, I love my mother. I love her. I'm not going to say I loved. I love my mother just as much today as I did when she was here. And for a few years, I kid you not, I used to say to mom, I would have to call my mom and I would cry and I'd say, Mom, I couldn't help it, but I was just thinking today, one day you're going to die and I don't want you to die, Mom, and all that. I used to be so sad because I knew one day my mom was going to die. And she would always tell me, honey, don't worry about that. She'd go on to talk about her beliefs about things, and she'd make me feel better about it. And I really thought that I was old enough and mature enough that when it did happen, that I would be okay with it. Of course, I'd be sad that she wasn't here no more, but I would be more accepting. Well, that grief process took over, and I was very angry. Why, poor me and all this. She's not here, all that. But as time has gone by, yes, I still miss her and I love her, but I've had time to really, there's days that I still wish I could call her. Sometimes I just feel so sad because I'll see something in this world that I would like to call her up or be with her to enjoy, to say, Mom, look at that pretty bird over there or something, But her time was up here on this earth. She ain't never got to hurt again. She ain't got to ever worry anymore. She ain't never got to cry. She ain't got to worry about her mortality anymore, her aging. She ain't got to worry about none of that. She ain't got to worry about paying bills. She ain't got to worry about anything. Nothing. She's in complete and total peace and happiness. And who wouldn't want that for the people that they love? I want that for my mother. She's in the presence of God Almighty. The days that I miss her the most, the days that I cry because she's not here, it's just me. I feel like it's just self-serving. Because if I really stopped about it and thought about those feelings should not be more important than me being happy that she's where I want to be one day. I want her to come back here and have to live on this earth, which can be beautiful and wonderful with people that you love. But at the same time, there's all this crazy stuff going on in the world. The pain of the physical body, all of the things. I don't want that for her. Not at my expense, not so that I can feel better so I can put my arms around my mother again. That's not worth it. What's worth it is her being in heaven. Loving her enough to know that she's at perfect peace and happy and all of those things, and that nobody should would want to take that away from her. There's nothing unknown about what death does to the body. I mean, all you have to do is look it up. Physiology. Heck, we get enough of these coroner reports and things. We know what the body does when it dies. The heart stops beating, and all that. No pulse, you're dead, you're gone. There's no mystery in that. I guess if there is a mystery, it's how someone's going to die. But even then, does it matter? Olive, being a weepy person in general, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with crying. Crying is healthy. What becomes unhealthy is when that's all you ever do. Then you need to check yourself, because nobody, and I say this about people that they're just happy all the time and you never see a crack in it. You never see them get mad. You never see them. Something's wrong there, y'all. Either they're putting on a good, happy act, or they're missing other emotions that are, or what, being stuffed in there. There's nothing wrong with me crying. I cry. I've got chronic depression, y'all. I cry from time to time. Something will set my ass off. Could be nothing. Could be just all of a sudden I just cry. But it can't be something that overtakes all the other emotions. If it does, that's an issue. Hi, Kim. I think when it comes down to the emotions, especially the ones that make us cry or make us sad or this or that, my advice would be never ever do it alone if possible. And if that means just having your relationship with your God or whatever and talking to your God, that'll work. But it's always better to get it out in some way, whether it's through therapy, whether it's just through talking to somebody else. To be alone in that, in the sadness or the depression, it'll absolutely engulf you, and it's not good. It's not healthy. Okay, Olive, I thought that's what you meant. You say, I do cry a lot at times, but I enjoy a good laugh too. Well, let's see. You know yourself, and that's important for everyone. I mean, folks, when I say I know myself, I know my good, bad, and ugly. I know all of it. It's good to know that, because then I can check myself. Well, Donna Donald, things that are very stressful, okay, are moving, a new job, the loss of a loved one, even it can be a gaining, saying a new grandbaby or a child or something. Those things can be stressful. It's when that stress, which is natural, turns into depression, that it's good to seek some kind of help. It don't have to be professional help. It's absolutely devastating to know that there are people out here in this world that would like to seek professional help but can't afford it or doesn't have insurance for it. Correct, Olive. Life is a roller coaster, ups and downs. You're right. You're right. It can't just be about everybody being happy all the time. Life takes a lot out of us, and we don't realize it, or I'll say I don't realize it. Environmentally and dealing with other people and being exposed to different things. Just the physical walking through life. Walking. Sometimes my foot hurts. You know what I'm saying? Those things they can chip away at you if you're not careful. That's why it's always good to take time to do something good for yourself, something that will nurture not only your mind, your body, but your spirit as well. I believe in that mind, body, spirit connection. When one is off, all is off. Hey, if you're having emotional problems and they're overwhelming, it can cause physical problems. And then what happens? You start thinking mental things. So it's all being affected. And ultimately, foundationally, We have to take care of our physical selves in order for our mental and spiritual selves to be able to be nurtured. Some people would say, KJ, no, you focus on your spiritual first, and then your body will be just fine, and your mental state will be just fine. Does it really matter which order those are in? Some people are just different. If I've got my body in order, which, hey, y'all, I smoke cigarettes. I mean, am I really taking care of myself? I don't think so. If anybody's looking at OKJ to be the one to get the big powwow about, taking care of your body, that's when you try to find someone that you can talk to or hear from that will help you do more healthier things. But I can tell you this right now, I'm not going to go on here on YouTube and find a channel where they're just constantly telling you, you shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. I already freaking know. I know smoking's not healthy for me. It's a terrible habit, but I enjoy the hell out of it. Yes, Jean Fatou, you're right. Crying releases endorphins, and that is good. Yes, see, some of y'all are educated enough about all this to be able to share that and let people know. Hi, Teresa. It's always been something important to me to see people smile and laugh. I know we've talked about some serious things where that doesn't occur. But I've always wanted to make people laugh and smile because I just love joy. I like the feeling of laughter and seeing people smile. But even then, OKJ knows that people can smile and laugh and not feel that way on the inside. People know how to put on good acts, and I say that they mean well because they don't want other people to know they're suffering. But I think if you really care about other people and you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable because you're suffering and you're afraid if you tell them that you're suffering or explain to them that you're sad or whatever, that's going to make that person uncomfortable or not be around you, then those people don't need to be around you in the first damn place. A person should love you during the good, the bad, and the ugly, no matter what. They should. And if you fear that telling somebody something deep down inside of you that's hurting you or whatever, because folks, those things have got to come out. And no, they don't have to come out with you telling someone else, but it's good. Those people don't need to be damn, fair weather friends. But they only want to be around you when you're laughing and smiling. I mean, there were people that subscribed to this channel when they saw some funny skit I did, and they thought, oh, I can go to this channel and get a laugh out of this woman named KJ all the time. And then when they realized that I wasn't like this all the time, what did they do? They left. And more power to them. Because the bottom line is I know what I'm doing here. I know that I'm being real. I know that I'm not alone because I have this core group of people that care about me, that love me just as much as I love them and am there for them. I'm going to treat everyone the way they treat me. And if someone treats me bad, I'm not going to treat them bad back. I'm just going to say hit the road. And to tell someone to hit the road, I don't like to do it, but I will. DD Sunshine says it's 64 degrees and raining here. Nicole, I really care about all of the rays on here. I truly do, no matter what. Even if they get mad at me and disagree with me or whatever, as long as they're respectable about it, I try my best. Sometimes I insert my foot in my mouth. And thus, if someone on here inserts their foot in their mouth, everybody deserves a chance to explain. Time's not all. I mean, hey, I might be ignorant as hell to think that people actually care about me. But I'm not ignorant at all in knowing myself and knowing that I care. I can't control what other people think and feel. I can't do that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be in a situation where I told someone you got to be this way or that way. That'd be awful. There's no good motive behind that at all. Have a great day, Gene for two. Well, I love you too, Dog Mom. So we made it every day this week with Coffee with KJ. And I want to thank everyone who went along with this little deal. I'm not sure that I could do this every single day. I'll do it not as something that I feel like I have to do. I'll do it because if I do wake up in the morning and I feel like I'm going to turn on the live stream, we'll do it. There might be days I won't do it. Obviously, a lot of people go to channels because they learn something or they get some form of entertainment. Well, folks, I don't know what I can teach you, and I don't know about the entertainment of it. But I look at it like, we can't all meet face to face. Coffee time is a good time because you're just waking up. Those thoughts start to come out. The day is beginning, or for some it might be afternoon or evening. But the bottom line is that I just got to know. I've got to know if this is something that is going to help not only everyone on here, but me as well. I don't do anything, y'all. You shouldn't do anything without at least knowing that this is going to be something positive for yourself. And I say that in a non-self-centered or selfish or vain way. I'm just saying everything a person should do. Yes, you should put yourself aside and do for others. But if you're putting yourself aside and doing for others, what does it do? What does it do to be there, to love others, to help others? What does it do? It helps you. Because I believe that's what humans were made for, to be there for other people. It's there to help yourself be the kind of human being, if you have a belief system, that God wants you to be. Just me says just visiting with friends. It helps, and I hope it helps you. My head has been spinning lately, and I need to just do something different. Well, good, Lori. I mean, see, awareness is half the battle. You'll figure it out. We'll all figure it out. It's a hit or miss in this life. How many times have we went into something thinking, well, this is the reason I'm going to do this, and then we find out that it's totally different, or we shouldn't have done it, or whatever. And sometimes you don't need to, when you've had that feeling, well, I shouldn't have done this, doesn't mean you did anything wrong. You shouldn't have done it because of a million different reasons. Thank you, Jean. Well, yeah, Dorothy, it brightens my day to be with all of y'all. I mean, if you haven't figured it out, y'all, The bottom line is that life goes on. And you have a choice to spend it and do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. Uh, you know, just do what you're going to do. Yeah, Nicole, you're right. It shouldn't leave you feeling exhausted or empty. That's a great point. When you do something and you commit to that, or you decide you're going to do it for a while or whatever, however you're looking at it, if it's exhausting you or it's not doing anything to reaffirm that you're doing the right thing, that's what I consider empty. Then you got to go in a different direction. Wouldn't that be fun, Tara? For all of us to have coffee together in real life? Be a lot of fun. Nicole, I'll tell you what, my overactive brain, it never slows down unless I'm in meditation and prayer. The sound of water helps. Right, Olive. When it's not forced, it's natural. Well, you'll only individuals out here know whether it's helpful or not. I don't know if I'm helping in any way. I pray that I do. But then again, I mean, I'm just old country girl from Tennessee. I don't have any specialty. Hi, Deborah Rivers. All right, y'all. It's been 82 and a half minutes. Okay, Jay's gonna cut it down now and let y'all know that I love you all. I hope you have a great weekend. Remember, Sunday, we're having the wedding. I've got y'all pray for me. I've still got this little stuff in here, this crud. I got to get 100% better because I have a lot of decorations, things I got to do. But anyway, I hope you will join us on Sunday. Rick and Mary are getting married. I hope y'all will be. If you can't join the live stream, come back on the rewatch. Y'all, this is everyday life. It's nothing spectacular. But KJ wants to share with each and every one of y'all. So be good or be good at it. Be looking for the countdown announcement on the channel. And I love you all. Have a great day. And keep on looking.